We're just wrapping up the week here at Cloud 360 Accounting. It's been a busy week, first week in February. Actually busier than it was during the month of January for this course of this week, because we had so many VAT returns to get done for the deadline here on the 7th of February. So that sort of took a bit of time for the team to muddle through, but on the upside of that, we came up with our new rules of the game for VAT returns, and we've just rolled out the new system basically as of today, and we are running with the rules. This is the black and white version that we have. Step by step what happens when we're doing VAT returns for clients and who's meant to do what and when you've got to do it by. So we've actually implemented that straight away, and we're going to try and support our clients now to be able to play by the new rules, because it's really in their best interest to do so. So I'm looking forward to that kicking into play as well. I think it'll bring more added value to the service, gives us more time and less pressurized time to make sure that the VAT returns are being done correctly, everything that can be claimed is being claimed, and that the bookkeeping's in good order as well for the clients who are doing it themselves. Other things I was doing this week, just having a look at my calendar, is I had a second coaching session with a startup accounting firm here in Northern Ireland. It's a sole practitioner. So that was a good session, talking mainly around sort of systems and delving into pricing as well. I had a demo with a Xero add-on, which I felt it was a bit hit and miss. I wasn't too sure if it was really relevant to a lot of the clients we're working with in terms of what it actually does. But I think it's useful to try look at these things to see if it can fit into the current processes that you have, that it's going to simplify something or automate something or eliminate something. If it's going to do one of those things, then maybe it's worthwhile. But if it's just an app which looks really shiny and new, then it's probably not worthwhile. So we've got a thinking to do around that. I attended an AGM for one of our charity clients on Wednesday. That's always pretty inspiring. They're involved in drugs and alcohol, and they always have a service user, someone who's come through and done a bit of rehab and acupuncture type work and counselling sessions, and it's good to hear somebody on that type of journey, and also to hear how the charity in particular that I'm talking about is going from strength to strength, and they are being well supported after having a couple of tough years. So that was good to do as well. On Thursday, I had my penultimate coaching session with the wonderful Lindsay Cap. She has been a massive help to me personally. Started coaching sessions with Lindsay before Christmas. I think it was December. I don't think it was as far back as November. I think it was December time. But it's been so useful. It's more of a very well-rounded coaching environment, because it really focuses on you as the person and not just the whole business aspect of things, because you as the person impacts on all of that anyway. So it's all about your own self-reflection and your own self-worth, but also making sure that you're keeping everything in check in terms of don't be getting too much of an ego out of how well you seem to be doing, and how efficient you seem to be operating, and how you've kind of got over certain hurdles. Keeping the sort of all the aspects in your wheel of life very rounded and balanced. So thank you again, Lindsay. I'm looking forward to continuing that, I think, over the course of the year. Personally, I'll be doing some running, getting back into that, hopefully training for a half marathon. And couple of other things to mention. We've just today finished off December 19 accounts for one of our main clients, who we love working with. They are an amazing startup here in Derry, and they've outsourced all their bookkeeping to us, so it enables us to get the accounts turned around really, really quickly for them as well. Last thing really to mention, folks, this week is something we came across when we were working on a new client's affairs. We have draft accounts ready for December 19 for the client, having only taken them on in January. But we've turned that around fairly quickly. But we had a fairly decent sized job to do to clean up their Xero system. And one of the main areas we had to look at, the bank rec was okay. There was duplication of contact records. There was duplications of account codes, and there was wages getting posted to the wrong place, and a lot of the automation settings that could be used in Xero weren't being used. But thankfully we're starting to streamline all of that now. But one of the big things we found was in relation to PayPal. And this is why it's really useful to work with Xero certified advisors like ourselves. We're all for automation, we're all for integration, but sometimes it's not the best solution, and PayPal's one of those things that I don't believe the integration is as good as it could be, and sometimes it's not necessary. So the client I'm thinking about, they have maybe 2,000 transactions on average per month running through their PayPal account, and this was being imported as opposed to being bank fed in to Xero. So somebody was taking the time to data dump all the transactions and import them instead of just bank feeding them in. But then the quality of the data you get out of PayPal isn't great. And I don't see the need to actually data dump all the 2,000 transactions in there whenever what you're dumping in there doesn't give you enough information to be able to easily code it and use bank rules. For example, PayPal on their reports will have something called currency conversions. That's what it'll say as who the money was paid to, with a long sort of series of 12 or 20 alphanumeric reference after it. It tells you nothing about what that means or who the money was paid to. When we dug into it for this particular client, we could see that this was all payments made in US dollars from their sterling PayPal, but PayPal then converts it to the sterling equivalent, which is fine. But if it was a payment to, for example, Facebook, it didn't tell us it was paid to Facebook. It just says currency conversion, reference XT94, whatever. So we've adopted a procedure where we're just going to summarize the data from a monthly summary report you can get from PayPal and basically post 6 entries rather than 2,000. So that's why, in terms of saving time and having better systems, which is 2 of our key aims, sometimes the integration isn't the best solution, and that's why it's good to work with Xero certified advisors like ourselves. So that's the week rounded up now. I'm off to get ready to go for bite to eat with my lovely better half, and I'll catch up with everyone again next week.